available all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Good morning. Live look at the radar at 6 a.m. The last of the rain finally moving through. What's that mean for the weekend? The forecast coming up.
We're shattered, we're crushed, but we're not destroyed.
A community is mourning, and we're continuing to remember the lives of 2 officers killed in the line of duty.
They're breaking windows and going in.
New evidence revealed in the hearing regarding the January 6th Capitol attack. We'll tell you what panel members are now calling on former President Trump to do.
6 o'clock, good morning. Thanks for being with us here at Fox 61. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. We're going to start on the weather watch here as we are still in a weather watch alert. Here's what the Fox 61 storm tracker is seeing as it's on its way down to New London because of some flooding concerns, especially with a lot of those leaves that are coming down. You got to hope they're not clogging up gutters.
Yeah, and overnight it was really whipping out there as far as the wind goes.
Yeah, wind one half of the equation. The rain, as you know, it was certainly steady enough, but I think we dodged some real issues with it. Now, in terms of the rain, we're getting it out of the way, and Tim raised a very good point. The leaves are not helping, not only for the potential clogging of storm drains, but it is extra slippery out there. You see all the leaves on the roads, you think, oh, it's fine. And it sometimes is almost as bad as ice in winter. Last of the rain winding down. We've got skies getting the clouds out here, sun coming out. The winds will stay on the breezy side. And we have a warm weekend. For now, we'll talk about that coming up in the 7-day. 54 degrees in Hartford, New Haven as well. Look at Groton. You can tell where they're so warm. There's 67 degrees, and even 61 in Putnam is no slouch compared to drier, slightly cooler air coming in behind the front. The main line is along 395. The rain is still kind of moving southwest to northeast. So if you're in Plainfield up through Killingly, you've got some moderate rainfall right now. Meanwhile, you look back towards the west, even on the western edge of New London County, approaching the Connecticut River Valley, and the activity getting significantly lighter. This is the last of it. Let me put it in motion. You can see the winds starting to switch a little bit. There's that moderate rainfall, and there's the back end. So we're just about done with this, and as a result, we'll have a pretty decent Friday forecast once the last of the rain gets out of the way, and you can see the guidance taking it through the morning hours, clearing it out after that. All right, forecast details for the bus stop. Light rain for the high schoolers this hour. Temperatures getting into the upper 60s, near 70 degrees later on this afternoon. Football games will be fine. Lauren Zenzi will have that forecast coming up. Right now, let's check the roads, see how those leaves are affecting especially the side roads. It's gummy out there.
Yeah, it is, and people have to take it slow out there. We are following one crash, Matt. This is over in the Manchester area. This is an overturned tractor trailer that has 2 lanes and the right-hand shoulder closed. At this time, let's bring you out. It is causing a little bit of a backup, but traffic is moving through, which is good news over there. This is on the westbound side of I-84, right near exit 60. You could see several emergency crews on scene. The overturned tractor trailer, as of right now, we see it. It's all on that right-hand side of your screen, and I also see a pole that is impacted by this. We know that Deep is on scene as well because of a fuel spill, so definitely will be a little bit of time before this is cleaned up. So just be mindful of that if you're going on I-84 westbound. 91, 84, Route 2, all into and out of the capital city. Not looking too bad this morning. Things are moving freely as we take a live look out at rainy Hartford. 91 north and southbound looking good. Down in Fairfield County, those delays starting to build. Bridgeport to Fairfield. Route 15, though, is looking good. We'll check in again coming up in the next 30 minutes, guys.
Lauren, thanks. Well, the pain is still so fresh. A community continuing to mourn after the deaths of 2 police officers in Bristol.
Yeah, police said Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Officer Alex Hamzy were both shot and killed as they were responding to what they believed was a domestic disturbance between 2 siblings. But now we're learning it might have been an ambush. Of course, there are a lot of questions here and some conflicting information, but here's what we know this morning. That first 911 call in question came in around 10:30 Wednesday night. Whoever called claimed that there was a possible domestic violence situation between 2 brothers at a home on Redstone Hill Road. But now state police said a preliminary investigation appears to show that the call was, quote, a deliberate act to lure law enforcement to the scene, end quote. Well, when officers got there, police said 35-year-old Nick Brutcher was outside and shots were fired. Now, we want to warn you, we have gotten video from a nearby neighbor where you can hear just how many gunshots there were. Of course, it is graphic. It might be very hard for some of you to hear, so it is coming up. We just wanted to give you a moment to mute your television for around 10 seconds. That's just a part of it. Dozens of gunshots were heard in the shootout. 3 officers were hit. 8-year veteran Officer Alex Hamzy died on the scene. Sergeant Dustin DeMonte, who had been with the force for 10.5 years, he was taken to Bristol Hospital where he later died. You're right here. You're looking at Officer Alec Iorato. He was the 3rd officer shot. He survived, but had to undergo surgery for gunshot wounds and has been released from the hospital. And we're told the suspect in the shooting died at the scene. His brother was also hurt and was taken to the hospital to be treated.
Now, just hours after the shooting, 2 processions were held. Both had first responders escort the bodies of the fallen officers to the medical examiner's office from Bristol to Farmington, and they included officers from the Bristol Police Department. Now, members of the community also turning out to support the members of the police department. Support is something the chief of the department says these officers need now more than ever.
It was incredibly moving. We are suffering as a police department, as a community. And when we have events like this, we all need each other and we need a lot of support.
And Governor Ned Lamont echoing that call, asking for everyone in the state to show their support.
I hope when you see your policeman, woman on the street corner, you go up and say thank you for what you do. I hope you show a little respect for the folks that are there. And I hope you remember that every day they're putting their lives on the line to keep you safe.
Flags remain lowered to half staff all across Connecticut this morning in honor of our fallen heroes and their families.
Well, the Bristol community is starting to come together. Very early on yesterday, we started to see community members offering what has since been relentless support.
Yeah, they want something to do, some way to help. They've been stopping by the police station to drop things off and also pay their respects there. That's where we find Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc. She's joining us live there at the Bristol Police Department. Julia, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you. Yeah, since the tragedy yesterday, people have been stopping by the Bristol Police Department here, offering whatever support they can. Take a look at this memorial, all of these flowers, candles, balloons, and now these blown up photographs of our 2 fallen officers here in this community, just trying to do whatever they can to show support. And we are now learning more about these 2 officers, Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Officer Alex Hamzy. We're told that Sergeant DeMonte was 35 years old. He was a 10-year veteran with the Bristol Police Department. Chief Brian Gould says he was a school resource officer at Green Hills and West Bristol schools, an advisor to the Bristol Explorers Cadet Program, a Silver Star recipient, but most importantly, he was a husband, a father to 2 children, and with a baby on the way. Now, 34-year-old Officer Alex Hamzy was an 8-year veteran at Bristol Police. He was born and raised right here in the city, also assigned to the Central Region Emergency Response Team. And he was a husband, a son, a sibling, and so much more. Now, the surviving officer is Alec Iorato, joining the Bristol Police 4 years ago. At 26 years old, he's also part of the Emergency Response Team. Iorato is home and recovering after surgery after suffering from gunshot wounds. Now we have the Bristol police officers walking into the department now. If you can take a live look at them, they need that support from this community that is so apparent at this point in time. Take a listen.
To our fallen officers' families, we will never forget the sacrifice your loved ones have made. We are here for you, and we will continue to be here for you. And all of those that serve on our front lines, we thank you for the outpouring of support, and thank you for what you do on a daily basis.
Now, there is a candlelight vigil set for 6:30 tonight here at the Bristol Police Department. This also follows another vigil that was held at the high school last night. So just another way to pay your respects. If you're a member of the community right now wondering what can you do, that event is happening tonight. We're live here at the Bristol Police Department. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Okay, Julia, thank you. Here's what some other people are doing to just pay tribute to the officers. Lori Osenkowski and her husband Rob put up Halloween displays every year, but this year they decked out their home with blue lights, or at least turned the lights and sort of altered the Halloween display to now show all blue. And as you can see, they've got a sort of computer-generated scrolling sign that has the names of Sergeant DeMonte and officers Hamzy and Iorato scrolling on it.
I mean, this is just another reason to get together and, in the memory of these officers that put their lives on the line each day for us.
And you can see different setups with blue lights all across town and at local businesses. The lights were wrapped around trees outside of Max Pizza 4 on Middle Street. Right across from them was Uncle Sam's Restaurant, a place that a lot of officers frequent for lunch and dinner, both on and off the clock. Their workers put up blue posters in the shape of hearts. Chefs have been cooking fresh food to be delivered to the police department as well. We'll have continuing coverage on Fox 61 as we honor and remember the two officers who were killed. And of course, we'll keep checking on Officer Iorato and his recovery. We're also going to have more on the timeline of what happened and how people around the state and really around the country at this point are remembering these fallen heroes. You can get that on fox61.com, our app, and on our streaming service, Fox 61 Plus.